Hey guys, what's going on? Got a new arena tip video coming your way. Told you guys before I was going to start making some, kind of polish the ideas of what I had before. I already have one up on my channel, right here, previous one. But I told you a lot of things were subject to change based on the meta, and now arena mode has a ranked playlist added to it. So I'm going to be talking about 5 things that hopefully can help you improve your arena gameplay. Number 1, get the materials. Now we have a new map, a couple new maps. But one in particular that only has 2 material canisters on it, and that's overflow. Sometimes the ring doesn't spawn on that side of the map where those materials are at. Now I know I emphasized to you guys in my last video that get to the controller ring, but this has now changed since we have a map like overflow when there's only 2 material canisters on it. What I need you guys to do is to focus on getting those materials. Now as the game goes on, you'll get more and more bonus materials as the game goes on. However, those early rounds, especially against teams that like to push and move really fast, you're going to need those materials. I'll lay it out to you guys straight up. If you don't get the material canisters on a map like Overflow, and your opponents beat you to them, and they get all the kills, it's about a 400 to 500 point difference heading into the second round when buying stuff. Because you get like 800, 850, something like that, if you don't get any kills and you don't get the materials, versus like they get like 12, 1300. You see the big difference there? That could be the difference between having a R301 upgraded to the second class of the Bruiser like most of us like to use, or some other weapon, L-Star upgraded to that high, whatever it may be, Rampage, whatever weapon you want to use for that second round, if you're on the side that got the materials and all the kills. See what I'm saying? Versus the side that only has 850. Now you got to work with some of the submachine guns, or maybe not be able to fully upgrade an AR of any kind, or put any upgrades on it whatsoever because they're so expensive right out the gate just to buy. See what I'm saying? Get those materials. Number 2. I talked about this in my last video too. Still see some people struggling with it. A lot of people like to stay put. Constantly look for an angle. Because what I've noticed with a lot of the, even some of the Diamond tier players, and Master and some Predator players, a lot of people are not looking to move around. They get kind of tunnel vision. They're stuck in one specific spot trying to fight somebody, and they're not thinking about the other side of the map that's completely open to be able to move around or do this, and that. Now, some people are smart enough to watch those flanks and do certain things. However, the majority are not, and I've caught myself kind of lacking in this a little bit at times. What I've noticed with a lot of teams in Arena, if they start getting hit by somebody in the flank, even I'm guilty of this, they all turn and start focusing on that person from the flank, which allows the 2 original people or 1 original person that was in the original gunfight to move up, and now you guys can pinch the individual. Number 3. I talked about this in my last video too, and I'm still seeing people kind of not really doing it too much, but meds, prioritizing meds. I see a lot of people getting grenades instead of heals, banking on the fact that they're going to be able to get to the med bay, or the supply crates before anybody else. Well, if the other team has a Pathfinder or an Octane or even a Loba, and you're not one of those characters, you're probably not going to beat that person to it at all. You're going to get beat to the meds every single time. So what I need you guys to do from now on is focus on using your extra materials for meds. Number 4. This kind of more of a preference, what you want to do. If you want to do this or not, it's totally up to you. I prioritize having better weapons than nades. Like if I got a certain amount of materials, I'm going to prioritize making sure my weapons are at a higher tier than making sure I have extra grenades. Now, if you have the Rampage, obviously you want to have a couple thermites in your back pocket if you can afford them. If you're carrying a weapon like an R99, Flatline 301, something like that doesn't require a grenade to make it more powerful, I would prioritize getting the upgrades on it. And the grenades aren't going to necessarily save you in a gunfight either, unless you have really, really good timing and things. A lot of things have to come into play for those grenades to really play a huge factor in getting the kills. Now, you can have grenades. A lot of people are going to look at me like I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I would prioritize getting those weapons upgraded, because if the bigger clip, you miss a bullet or 2, you still got that extra bullet to get those kills. That's the way I look at it. That's how I've always looked at it. Prioritize weapon upgrades over grenades. Number 5, big one. Big one. I don't see this. I see this in higher tier lobbies, but I see a lot of people still continuing to struggle with it. Teamwork. Team shooting. I'm seeing a lot of it in the BR mode, and I'm seeing some of it in the arena mode, when people just they get into that sync and they're just going, but you need to learn how to be able to do it even when you're down. The first 2 rounds, 2-0, down 0-2, or down, 2-1, whatever it is. hitting flanks together. You got one person distracting people, 2 others hit the flank. Or as soon as somebody hits the flank, you both calling out shooting at the same person. That's what I want to see, because a lot of people are getting away, including myself. This is how I escape a lot, even though I play Horizon. I'm able to use her gravity lift, but this is how I get away a lot, because I don't get team shot very often. I'm able to, if I get into a gunfight and somebody's kind of melting me, taking my health down, I'm able to slide away and pop a battery real quick and be ready if they decide to push, or if they don't decide to push. But if you have a couple guys with different angles on people, it makes it a whole lot easier. That's all I got for you today. Just some refreshers, and then maybe a few new ones. You know, I just want to see people doing better in Arena, because a lot of it, the MMR system that's on Respawn to get that better, but we're not going to go into that right now. I'll make a whole separate video about that. But as for just in general, people that want to get better at Arena, please take these tips. I promise you will get better. I promise they will work out for you better. So, all right, guys. I'll see you later in stream.